you guys just came back for season 3.
Yes.
I noticed you were tweeting. How much fun is it to just be back in there tweeting with everybody with the season rolling out? Because people were waiting for so long.
I know. And I think everyone was really hoping for that January slot. So having to wait an extra 3.5 months was probably a pain for some. I'm sorry. But outside of that, I got to watch the premiere with the showrunners and the writers, which is a definite different dynamic. But they were so much fun and excited to have part of the cast there. But I did miss tweeting with everyone who was in Toronto shooting. But I love it. I love being able to share what we've done with the fans and being able to kind of in the moment interact with people and talk about the process of shooting that particular episode. It's a lot of fun.
When you're there with the showrunners and the producers, do you get to ask them the questions that you're dying to know?
I mean, they're pretty forthcoming with where they see things going. They are in the beginning of the shooting of the season, they're a little more vague because they're not entirely sure where everything's going to go. But once it's on paper, things are moving in direction, we're kind of the first to know, which is wonderful. So I kind of know where the season's heading, and I'm really excited about it.
I'm so worried though about whatever bargain Simon has struck with the Steely Queen in order to free you and Luke and let you guys go. Can you talk a little bit about that and what we kind of might get to see? Some people were worried that they were actually married because there was a line that he said to her last season.
Oh my gosh, I hope not. That would be I could say that didn't happen in this season premiere. But I definitely think in Maia's loyalty to the people that she loves, you really get to see Simon step up and just represent how much he really cares about Maia enough to go back to that place that he really hates in order to free her. So seeing that kind of get remedied, it gets remedied in the premiere. So rest assured, when you watch the premiere, you're going to see it kind of unfold. And the way it ends is so beautiful because for episode 2, you get to see Simon and Maia together and just this is what it's like when a werewolf and a vampire are together, and for 5 minutes of bliss, you run into a bunch of problems.
I was going to say, I was kind of curious how the pack's going to feel about that.
Think about it. I mean, he's living in the boat basin, and he's dating a werewolf.
And he's a daylighter, so he's a bit of he's even more of
and it's just, and so now it's he's not even cast in the shadows. Now he can just go and do daily life things with his girlfriend, and that causes quite a stir within the wolf community. And I think there's even a clip out there of a teaser for episode 2 where you get to see Maia and Russell kind of get into it because he's like, you're dating a vampire, that's gross. And she's like, don't ever talk to me like that again. So it's a great scene, and those types of dynamics I think are really interesting because we kind of broaden it to kind of speak about what it's like to discriminate against people that people are seeing. And so it's a really interesting storyline to kind of cast a bigger question about social dynamics.
Luke, can he sort of help out at all? I know he's supposed to be I read an interview with Isaiah where he talked about Luke taking Maia sort of under his wing, or I guess paw under his paw this season. She's his number 2, so he's gonna be training her.
Well, I think Luke has a lot on his plate, and as the season unfolds, you will see him give more and more to Maia, and I don't know that she necessarily ever saw herself in that type of leadership because he's such a strong father figure.
Yeah.
And so based on things that happen, that falls more and more into her lap. How she takes it is something to be seen, and kind of why it happens is super interesting. I wish I could tell you more.
The villain of the season, we understand, is Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going to sort of affect your storyline? She is out for revenge.
It's one of those things where at the top of the season, things are going in a lot of different directions. And so as it unfolds, and initially, I don't know that there's so much interactions, but I can say that they intertwine.
Interesting.
But a little later on, because you have to, in the initial stages, lay the groundwork of all the things happening within the downworld. And Maia has her own set of issues on a personal level, dealing with some characters that become present in the next couple episodes that she has to kind of deal with. So when she's off dealing with that, everyone else is trying to figure out who is this owl character, who is Lilith, what are they trying to do, and what will happen if Jonathan / Sebastian gets resurrected.
Talk a little bit about Javier coming in, and just, I mean, everyone must have been really excited to have somebody from Hamilton on the show.
He's such a joy. He's always smiling and just full of gratitude. It's pouring out of him. He's just so happy to be there. He was a fan of the show prior to being on it. So for him, it's just, it's such a delightful experience. And most of the cast has gone to see Hamilton in New York when we've been in town. And having him on set's just been wonderful. He's pulling people off and, you know, singing with them and whatnot.
I was going to say, like, are there little impromptu performances?
Yeah.
I would certainly want to demand that on the show.
I think on his Instagram, he's compiled a couple of those videos. You should check them out.